The NFL is back, and so am I, baby. Back in the fantasy bar with 6 of my favorite plays for week 1 on FanDuel and DraftKings, including what games I'm going to be stacking up, a value tight end I think you got to get in your lineup, an off-the-radar quarterback receiver stack, and some workhorse running backs I think are vastly underpriced. You need to jam in your lineups. Who are we talking about? Belly up to the fantasy bar and find out. Welcome in, guys. Week 1 edition. NFL is back. Welcome into the Fantasy Bar presented by our friends over at Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. They obsess over their technology developments to provide you the best tools for your grooming experience. Guys, good to be back here in the Fantasy Bar talking NFL football. Week 1, we're going to cover the main slate on both FanDuel and DraftKings. Before we get into my favorite plays, guys, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button on YouTube. Tells me you're having a good time in the Fantasy Bar and enjoying the videos. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channels so you get notified when the videos are coming out. And just for hanging out here in the Fantasy Bar, special offer for you guys, limited time offer. Head over to RotoGrinders.com/beer for $5 off. A Core 4 premium subscription going to cover you for NFL, NBA, MLB, and PGA Tour golf. Ton of great tools there, including our revolutionary lineup HQ tool. Guys, this thing is a game changer. Make 1 to 150 lineups in a matter of moments. Projections, ownership projections, everything you need in your DFS tool belt. RotoGrinders.com/beer. All right, let's talk some week 1. We weren't sure we're going to get football, but here we are. Couldn't be more excited. Let's start at the running back position with Josh Jacobs of the Raiders. Now, I've been very vocal all summer long on my disdain for Josh Jacobs and some of these best ball drafts, things like that, looking over the course of the entire season. But this week 1 matchup is truly one that we want to take advantage of here. There was not another team that even came close to giving up as many fantasy points to the running back position as the Carolina Panthers. They actually lapped the field. The gap was about 4 fantasy points per game to the second worst team. And also, as you'd expect, dead last in DVOA against the run were the Panthers as well. And I didn't see many major improvements to this defense. So yes, they spent a lot of draft capital there. I still expect this defense to be atrocious here. You look at the game, the spread, the total. Vegas a road favorite here, so it's generally where I want my running backs to be favored, and a big total here. So I think both teams going to put some points on the board. But Josh Jacobs under 7K on DraftKings, just a tick above 8K on FanDuel, should get that workhorse role, hoping he catches some more passes than we saw last season. But regardless, these prices are too cheap. The matchup is good as it gets. Josh Jacobs leading off here in week 1. All right, let's get you a tight end value play, in fact, with HAYDEN HURST of the Falcons. So another good matchup here, and this is a game a lot of people are going to be targeting, no doubt. But let's look at this tight end matchup specifically in Seattle. Bottom 5 last season in allowing fantasy points to the tight end position. We know Austin Hooper off to Cleveland. In comes HAYDEN HURST from Baltimore. They paid a pretty penny to bring this guy in. A second-round pick, nothing to sneeze at here. And Austin Hooper saw 7.5 targets per game in this offense. So we know they're going to throw a ton. Led the NFL in passing attempts last season. I think they'll be one of the leaders here again. And with guys like Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Todd Gurley on the field, should get plenty of opportunities in the middle of the field towards the red zone. And the defensive coverage is going to have to focus on all those other guys. Add it all up, HAYDEN HURST in for a big year. And it's going to start here in week 1 against Seattle. All right, we like that game. Let's go to the other side at wide receiver. We're going to go with Tyler Lockett of the Seahawks. So looking at some early ownership projections, looks like DK Metcalf may be the highest owned receiver on the slate. So let's go ahead and pivot to teammate Tyler Lockett. The beauty of this team, we know where the ball's going to go. These two guys are going to get the ball. And yes, you pay a little bit more for Lockett, but let's get a fraction of the ownership while everybody else is on DK Metcalf. No issues with Metcalf as a play in this game, a phenomenal spot against this Falcons secondary. But Lockett, the guy I want at much lower ownership. We look back to last season, these two teams played this exact game in Atlanta, 6 for 100 in that game. So not a monster game, but he did hit that bonus. And I think this is going to be another year where this Falcons secondary is absolutely horrible. So Atlanta, a team you're going to want to stack up. We talked HURST, but Ryan, Julio, Ridley, all these guys in play. I like going to Tyler Lockett as the run it back option on those stacks, even if not. Mid-sixes price is fair on both sites. FanDuel, a little bit too cheap at $6,800. Let's take advantage in this dream matchup with this Atlanta Falcons defense. All right, let's get you a low-owned quarterback play. A guy I don't expect many people to be on this week is Jimmy Garoppolo of the Niners. Now, I know he doesn't give you the running upside that some of these other guys give you, but what he does give you is huge upside with this matchup. He absolutely dominated this Arizona team last season in 2 games, threw for 741 yards and 8 touchdowns, averaging 33 DraftKings points a game in those matchups. Again, we look at the Arizona defense, and yeah, maybe slightly improved, but this is still a fantastic matchup for Jimmy Garoppolo. Team total way up there, second highest on the slate at 27 here. And I know the Niners more of a running team here, but history says Garoppolo going to do well in this matchup. I'm not going to disagree with that. I like the prices here. I like the ownership under 5% here. Jimmy Garoppolo going to be a big part of my week 1 builds against Arizona. All right, who do we pair Garoppolo up with? Well, George Kittle would be too easy. We're going to go wide receiver Kendrick Bourne. So again, Kittle, a great play. We know Arizona struggles against the tight end as well, but Bourne, the guy I'm going to go with here. Deebo Samuel, we'll see. We still have injury questions on the San Francisco receiver front. Brandon Ayuk, we'll see if these guys are playing. And regardless, I still like Kendrick Bourne here. Going to be super low owned, even though those guys are out. If they are in, he's going to be mega low owned here. He's really shown a good rapport with Garoppolo all through training camp here. These guys have connected, and it might be the last man standing kind of thing. But Bourne has certainly stood out. We can go back and look at last season, scored a touchdown in each of those games they played against Arizona last season. So we get him low owned, we get him in a great matchup here, and a nice total again for the San Francisco 49ers. Add it all up, Kendrick Bourne, great value, off the radar value, and a nice stack with Jimmy Garoppolo here against the 49ers. All right, it's time to take a look at my favorite play for week 1. But before we do that, guys, I got to tell you about my friends over at Manscaped. That's right, we've all had that time where we were trimming things up down below and nicked something. Well, guess what, guys? Manscaped has redesigned the electric trimmer. The Manscaped engineering team spent 18 months perfecting the greatest ball hair trimmer ever created and just released a new and improved Lawnmower 3.0. The 3rd generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to advanced skin-safe technology pioneered by Manscaped. And guys, when I tell you this is premium, I mean premium. The battery will give you 90 minutes for a longer shave. Waterproof technology is going to allow you to groom in the shower. And one of the coolest things comes with an LED light, which illuminates grooming areas for a closer, more precise trim. They've also upgraded to a 7,000 RPM motor with quiet stroke technology. And let's not forget the charging stand. You can show your mower off loud and proud because this intelligently designed stand is a convenient charging dock powered by USB. Guys, you are hearing my voice right now. I want you to experience this thing for yourself. Got to trim that junk ears, get 20% off and free shipping with the code BEER, B-E-E-R, at manscaped.com. Your balls will thank you. All right, let's take a look. My favorite play for week 1, Inomes, the beast of the week. All right, beast time. We owe you one more running back. I promised you a discounted workhorse, and that's what we get with Joe Mixon of the Bengals, this week's beast of the week. So the Cincinnati offense, I'm really expecting good things here. Now, we know the offensive line was an issue last season. Well, you get Jonah Williams back. I think they'll be much improved. You get the number 1 pick, obviously Joe Burrow. Weapons galore at wide receiver. I think this offense going to surprise some people here, and I think that's going to start here in week 1. Now, the team total a little bit lower than I was hoping for, but this Chargers defense took a big hit with the loss of Derwin James. They ranked 25th last season against the run, so I think they're vulnerable here in this department, and I'm expecting Joe Mixon to be a much bigger part of the passing game here as well. But these prices, way too cheap. We saw at the end of last season, they're going to give this guy the ball a ton. They just paid him almost $50 million. Joe Mixon going to be the centerpiece here. Workhorse running back without the workhorse prices. Get Joe Mixon in those week 1 lineups. Easily my favorite play for week 1 and this week's beast of the week. All right, guys, that'll wrap us up here for week 1 in the fantasy bar. We're going to run it back with our beast of the week contest. If you're new to the fantasy bar, all you got to do, get in the comment section right below the video and let me know your guess in fantasy points for Joe Mixon on DraftKings. Closest guess will win themselves a free week of RotoGrinders Premium to check everything out we've been talking about. Or if you're already a loyal subscriber, we'll send you a free RotoGrinders t-shirt. So get in the comment section. Let's talk about the picks. Let me know who some of your favorite plays are as well. And guys, don't forget, head over to manscaped.com. Promo code BEER for 20% off along with free shipping. That's manscaped.com. Promo code BEER for 20% off and free shipping. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut. Best of luck here in week 1, guys. Good to be back, and we'll see you.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos. If you want more expert advice on DraftKings, FanDuel, or any other daily fantasy sports, make sure you check out the current videos playlist.